Are you that guy that's sleeping in, that's putting the TV on and putting the alcohol right in his face and just watching Netflix for hours and just wasting your life? Well, guess what? Guess who's watching? Your family's watching. Your wife's watching. Your kids are watching. Is that the example you want to set? Welcome to another episode of the JJ Velasquez Show. I'm your host, JJ Velasquez, and in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you what I believe to be some of the best traits we can have as men to really be that high-value man that's respected, that attracts a high-quality woman, and why it's so important to be at that level. And first off, I want to tell you a quick story on why I think it's so important. Well, 6 years ago, when I first met my fiance, I wasn't that high value man. I didn't consider myself that guy, especially looking back at it now. We were actually joking about it yesterday because what I would do is I had a photography gig, and that's kind of what I was doing for work back then, or my little side hustle. And I would edit photos till 2 a.m. every night. I'd sleep till like 9 or 10 and barely wake up with my alarm and go straight to work. I wasn't doing any self-development then. I didn't even have much goals, or I wanted to do more with my life, but I just wasn't at the level I was now. I had never invested in myself, and I just wasn't at that level now. But another reason that I bring this up too is because obviously sleeping in, these habits that I had back then weren't helping me achieve anything in life. They weren't helping me take my life to the next level. In fact, we're going to talk about the high value man and what it really takes and why we want to be that high value man. But back then, she would give me crap when I first met her. I believe we weren't living together or anything, but she came to my house one time and she was giving me shit for not having clean towels, in the bathroom, or I would keep the towels for a few days, or, when she wanted to shower, I didn't have clean towels for her. Another thing that she gave me shit for was the same thing, clean sheets. I mean, it sounds disgusting now, but I would leave sheets on there for a couple weeks. Now it's like we change them every couple of days and stuff. But the reason I shared this too is because, she's what I considered a very high value woman. She takes very good care of herself, really good care of herself, maintains herself well, looks good, smells good, all that stuff. So of course, when you think about having a high value woman, whether it's attracting that or you have that right now, it's like they hold themselves to a higher standard. And so we as men, if we want to attract that high value woman, that high quality woman, we have to be at the same level. The better we are, the better we attract as well. So, lots of these stuff that I had no clue about or that didn't matter back then actually did. So I started learning like, oh shit, I need to probably start changing some of these things if I want to keep this girl, if I want to be with her, I got to start cleaning up my life, but yeah, you think about single bachelor guy, just working this bartending job and photography and doing all this stuff, no goals. Well, of course I didn't have a lot of the habits in place, but you start surrounding yourself with someone like this, like, oh shit, I need to start getting myself together. So that's just one of the reasons why it's so important to be this high value man. If we want to attract a high quality girl, like we got to be at our best, and I'm thankful I've been with her 6 years now, and I'm at a whole different level now. And I want to go into some of these traits that we can really start to implement now to be that high value man that commands respect, that is respectable, that looks good, that feels good, that's respected by, other men and, women and everything like too. Because when we're at our best, that's a very good feeling. When we operate at a high level like that, when we treat ourselves well, I consider it being a high value man, and there's so much good qualities that come with that. So with that being said, there's a few traits that I believe it really takes to be that high value man that I'm going to share with you right now. And number one is looking good, holding yourself to a higher standard, freshly shaved, smelling good, cologne, even when I go to events and stuff, I'm not trying to attract anyone, but I just want to look my best. So I'm always clean shaved, I'll put on cologne anytime I'm out and stuff like this, because I wanted to, this is how I feel good. If you're a man and you've been in a suit before, you probably feel confident, you feel good because you treated your body well, you're in a nice piece of clothing. So if we start to just implement these same traits every day, first off, we start off by holding ourselves to a higher standard. So if you have any clothes that have holes in them, socks, underwear, throw that shit out, because we start to think about it like, hey, I'm not a guy that wears socks or clothes with holes in them. That's a low value quality. Like, I don't want that. So any kind of clothing that looks trashy or anything like that, we want to throw it out. And I don't care, like, hey, now to that thing, like, you won't see any of my clothes with holes in them. I throw all that stuff up because I want to, look my best and feel my best. And if we're wearing low quality clothes and beat up looking clothes, how are we supposed to feel? So throw out all that shit. And then of course, I'm me now. I buy nice shirts. I'm not spending $200 on an Ed Hardy shirt or those crazy pants and stuff like I did back in the day, which was stupid. But what I really am doing is I buy high quality shirts that fit good and that are high quality. The premium quality shirts, because I know when I wear them, like, they're really comfortable, they look good, they feel good, so I feel good. And there's tons of good quality shirts like that. So if you're just look at yourself in the mirror on how you're dressing on a daily basis, like, if someone looks at you wearing that, is it respectable? Is it like you're wearing all these crazy shirts with skulls and all the shit that I used to do back then? We're at a different level now. We're going to start operating and acting like this high quality man, this high value man. So we look good. We wear clothes that fit us. We're not wearing a 3X or a shirt that's 2 times big or baggy pants. Like, that doesn't look good. So we start wearing clothes that fit us actually good and that make us look good. Another thing I do too is I'm very organized now. Back in the day, I used to throw all my socks and shirts and everything and just stuff them in a drawer. So it just goes back into that level of, hey, I'm someone who's organized now. I respect myself. I respect, when I go into my stuff, I want it to be organized. I'll fold stuff up or I'll roll stuff up. And so it's very organized. So you start to make a lot of these small adjustments that can go a long way. And then of course, just being in shape. Like, if you're overweight and you got a big old gut and, you're having your shirt's getting unbuttoned and stuff, like, man, we got to lose some weight because you're going to look better. You're going to feel more confident as you lose weight. I've helped tons of men, do the same exact thing, and they feel great. They have more confidence. And now we can start buying smaller clothes. We can start looking better in clothes. We can buy nicer clothes and feel more confident in them. So it all goes into looking good. We want to start respecting ourselves and just start looking our best with with clothes that fit us well, with clothes that look good, smelling good, looking good, taking care of ourselves. So when we show up, hey, he looks good. He's there's a level of respect with that. He looks good. So that's number one. Number two, a high value man should act as a high value man. That means you're not gossiping, you're not talking shit on other people, you're not being negative and just, bringing other people down with your opinions or taking opinions from anybody else, because other people's opinions don't matter. Whatever we do, whatever we want to do, we don't let other opinions matter. And then, yeah, like I said, we don't talk negatively about people. That's a negative trait. A high value man, a high quality man doesn't do shit like that. He's not going to waste his time because that doesn't help anyone. Bringing somebody else down or, even focusing energy on that. It's not something we do. So we don't need to talk shit on anybody. We treat ourselves positively. We're not talking negative to ourselves either. We're not saying, oh, I can't do this, or I look like shit, or blah, 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 and this, and bringing ourselves down. We treat ourselves with respect, and that goes into the words that we actually have with ourselves on a daily basis. Hey, I got this. I'm going to figure this out. What are we telling ourselves on a daily basis? And then, of course, a high value man respects himself. He's always he's never staying stagnant. You always want to improve. You want to make more money every single year. We're improving our skill sets. We're, developing new ways of doing things. We're getting better and better in all areas of our lives. We're learning new things. We're building new skill sets. We're more successful. A high value man, I believe, is very successful. And it doesn't matter where you are right now. We should always be striving for more, striving for a better body, striving for more income, striving to be at our best. And then, of course, as we get better and, you start, getting to different levels with your income or your fitness and stuff, start helping other people. It's very rewarding when you start helping other people, but also like, hey, if you've accomplished something in your life, whether it's your fitness or, income, or you've went through some kind of transformation story, or you've overcame something, like, help other people do it. It's a good feeling, but also it's like, hey, as a high quality man and as a high value man, like, this is something that we should be doing for other men. People look up to us. People love, what we've accomplished, and people inspire to be like us. That's a high value man. You're worth a lot. They always say that you're paid on the value that you provide to others. If you're making no money, like a maintenance guy who just sweeps floors, he's not really providing much value to much people, so he doesn't make much. So when we think about people that make lots of money, they help lots of people. And that's why I love, and it's also very rewarding because I get to help lots of people grow their businesses or get in really good shape. So it's very rewarding, but I'm paid on the amount of value that I provide to others. I provide life-changing results for people. So therefore I get compensated for it. So if we're helping others, do different things in their life, or, if you become more high value yourself, you're going to be able to provide more value to others and you're going to get paid more. So as that high value man, we're successful, or we're striving to be more successful. we help others. We're polite. We're not rude to people. We open doors for people. We say please. We say thank you. And lots of this stuff. Like if you ever see me out, I'm probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever see. But it's just because, hey, and in my content, of course, I'm a certain way and stuff because I want to push people. I want to challenge people because I know they can do better. I know you can do better. I know you can get your life to the next level. So there's lots of passion in what I'm saying because sometimes I know that's what worked for me. I needed that kick in the ass and stuff like that. But and that's what I portray in my content too. But when it comes time to being one-on-one with someone and you want to just have a conversation, or you're out with your fiance, your wife, we're not going to be the dick. We're not going to be an asshole. We're going to do nice stuff. We're going to be polite to people because people respect that and people like nice people. We shouldn't be a dick and rude and everything like that. We should open doors, do nice things. It all comes back to us as well. So with that being said, a high value man acts as a high value man. Another thing that we got to do is as a high value man, we treat ourselves and we take care of ourselves. And that means, hey, first off, some self-care. I personally love to, spend some time on myself. Maybe it's a massage. Maybe it's just a long walk, by myself with some headphones in to clear the mind, to de-stress. Because if we're always worrying about everybody else and never focusing on ourselves, we're not going to be at our best. So we got to start treating ourselves with respect, our body, our mind, our stress levels, all that stuff, so we can show up as that high value man. That means not poisoning your body with alcohol and drugs and vices and porn and all this bullshit that has negative connotations behind it, that brings you down, that doesn't make you feel good. None of that stuff makes you feel good after you do it. Oh, it might feel good in the moment, but afterwards you feel guilty, you feel shameful. And that's one of the lowest qualities that you can ever feel. If you look at the frequency chart, that's one of the lowest frequencies we can ever have, is guilt and shame and all that stuff. So a lot of that stuff will just bring you down, bring your energy. So we cut out all that stuff. We're going to feel a lot better as you do it anyways, because number one, none of that stuff's ever going to make you feel good. There's usually a reason that you're turning to these alcohol or to these vices and stuff, and usually it's because maybe we're not happy with an area in our life, we're trying to cover up, we're not dealing with our stress or emotions or whatever it is. But lots of those habits can be replaced with positive habits. One of the best ways to get rid of stress and depression and anxiety, it's working out. So if you're always turning to that bottle and you're always turning to this, why don't you start focusing on some habits that are going to make you better, that are going to make you feel better, that are going to make you look better? Because all that alcohol, all that poison, all that fucking drugs and stuff, it's never going to take you to the level that you want. Maybe temporary. We want to start focusing on purpose over pleasure, doing things that are going to make us feel good long term, not these short term fixes. So we start changing those bad habits and start cutting out all that stuff. We start feeling better about ourselves. We're treating ourselves better, and the more we respect ourselves, the more we treat ourselves better, the more respect we're going to get from everybody else. Because if someone sees you doing drugs, alcohol and stuff, there's a level of kind of like, maybe we're not getting that level of respect. Now, if you're someone who's motivated, you're achieving goals, you're doing big things with your life, you're leading men, you're looking good, you're feeling good, well, damn. There's lots of respect given to that man, and that's the man that we should always be striving for. When we start respecting ourselves, we get respect from other men, even women, co-workers, family, all that stuff. Everyone's always watching, your daily habits, your daily actions. Are you that guy that's sleeping in, that's, getting home and putting the TV on and putting the alcohol right in his face and just, watching Netflix for hours and just wasting your life? Well, guess what? Guess who's watching? Your family's watching, your wife's watching, your kids are watching. Is that the example you want to set? No, we shouldn't. So as that high value man, we do just these three things. We do our best to look our best. And that means everything from head to toe, the way that you shave, the way that your hair is done, the way that you smell, the clothes that you wear, everything like that. So first off, we're going to do our best to look the part, to actually look good, because when we look good, we're going to feel good. Number two, we're going to act as that high value man. And that means your behaviors, your actions. That means treating other people like you would want to be treated. Treat them well. Treat others better than you would want to be treated. Respect others. Don't talk negative on yourself, and just start acting like a high value man that's respected, a man that, is a leader, a man that helps others, and a man that's always striving for more, dedicated, ambitious, goal-driven, and always pushing to be more successful, so we can be that high value, successful man. And number three is just treating yourself well. When you treat yourself well, you're not going to cut out all the vices, all the crap that doesn't serve you. So you're going to start working on yourself mentally, your skill sets, your physical body and stuff. And so When we look our best, when we act our best, when we feel our best, when we treat ourselves well, we're going to get that respect from others. And that's how we could attract a high quality woman. That's how we're going to gain the respect from other men. So we should always be striving to be that high quality man, that high value man, because there's lots of respect given to that. So when we wake up every single day, when we're looking our best, when we're feeling our best, when we're acting at our best, what do you think is going to happen? Everything in your life is going to improve because you're going to take actions of a high quality man. You're going to start feeling better about yourself. You're going to want to do more. You're going to achieve more. You're going to probably make more connections because you're more respected. People like you. People will look up to you. You're a leader of men. And that's how we can keep improving in all areas of our lives. So we got to start working on ourselves to be at that highest level. So don't be like me 6 years ago where you're just sleeping in, no purpose, no goals. You're dirty, you're sloppy, you're looking like shit, feeling like shit. So make that switch so you can start operating at a higher level. If you're trying to attract a high quality woman, we have to be high quality. We have to be high value. So it all starts by you working on yourself. If you're single, you should use this time to work on yourself, to become better. And if you have a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife right now, hey, she deserves a high quality man. She deserves a high value man. So start taking your life and taking all your habits and your disciplines and the way you look and feel to that next level. I guarantee you she'll like it as well. So let's keep working. Let's keep striving to be that high value man every single day. When we look in the mirror, we should say, I am a high value. I consider myself a high value man, a high performer. And these are all things that I believe personally. And so I take the actions like that. And I'm not someone who just talks about this. I'm someone who acts on this every single day. These are lots of the habits that I've built over the time, and these are lots of the things that I implement daily. But I wake up every day feeling good. I'm happy with what I see in the mirror. I have confidence. I have a beautiful, wife, a beautiful family. I'm successful in my business and all these areas of a high quality man. And I continuously strive to keep getting better and better and better. And we should all keep striving to get better and better and hold ourselves to the highest standard, because there's a lot of respect in that. And as men, we should always be purpose driven. We should be respected. Life gets better when you do 1% better every single day. That's how we do it.